We're good? All right. Everyone can rise for a flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to the regularly scheduled Egg Harbor City Council meeting on April 7th, 2022. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Egg Harbor City Common Council was provided in the following manner. Advance written notice of this meeting was posted on the Egg Harbor City Hall bulletin board. Advance written notice of this meeting was posted on the Egg Harbor City website. Advance written notice of this meeting was sent to the Hamilton Gazette, News, the Press, and the Current. The meeting is being conducted via Zoom and conference call. The meeting is also being recorded to air on the Egg Harbor City website and Channel 97. Roll call, please.
Mayor Jim Petty. Here. Brown. Dash.
Here.
Heist. Here. Hesse. Here. Sefton. Timbers.
Here.
Trithol.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Richie.
Here. I have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 24th meeting. Make the motion. Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Is there anybody from the public who has any comment on any agenda item? All right, moving forward. We have a sorry.
Hi, how are you? Just right here?
Stand up to the podium.
Oh, I got it, okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dominic Rankin. I'm a resident of Egg Harbor Township. I'm proud to say that Egg Harbor Township was the first municipality to pass resolution to support law-abiding gun owners in our community. The resolution, I think you have it on number 25 before you today, reaffirms the oath that you took when you were voted in by your constituents. The resolution does not give us as gun owners any more privileges pertaining to current gun laws. We are simply asking that you not support any more unconstitutional firearm laws that our tyrannical government has prepared and ready to pass in trend. As law-abiding gun owners, we're tired of being blamed for all the gun violence in the world today. The laws currently have and the new law sitting on Governor Murphy's desk ready to pass will do nothing to stop crime and make us a safer community. We have let our government slowly pick away at our constitutional rights since Franklin D. Roosevelt took office. Little by little and bit by bit, we, the legal gun owners of America, have been infringed upon, and the criminals are left to walk freely only to commit crimes again. I ask you to stand with the 14 other municipalities in Atlantic County and Atlantic County itself who have adopted this resolution and vowed to stand with its responsible gun owning residents of New Jersey. Thank you for your time for allowing me to use my First Amendment rights by speaking here this evening.
Thank you, Mr.
God bless America.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? If not, we got one more.
Thank you for letting me speak this evening. My name is Jim Cassis. I'm also an Egg Harbor Township resident and also a member of the Garden State's Second Amendment Grassroots Organization. We were here your last session, and we were representing 100 of your residents with their resolutions, and was asking for the city to adopt them. Many people may wonder why we even, need firearms and what problems do we have with some of the current legislation that are trying to be passed. I want to give you an example of something. In the United States, there was over 379,500 residential fires in the US. Smoke detectors are required in every home and every room. In the same time period, there were 2.5 million burglaries each year. 66% of them are residential, which comes out to 1,650,000, which kind of shows that you're much more likely to have somebody break into your home than to have a fire. Yet, the current laws that they keep trying to pass make it more and more difficult to be able to use a firearm for self-protection in your own home. The US Supreme Court in 2008 had a ruling that the individual's right to keep and bear arms outside of the militia is constitutional. DC law had required that, DC, by the way, had a ban on handguns, which was overturned. But they had put a law in the book saying that if you owned a firearm or a rifle or a shotgun, it had to be disassembled, the bolt taken out, or it had to have a trigger lock. 2008, the Supreme Court ruled that that was unconstitutional. One of the laws that Governor Murphy is trying to pass is they call it a safe firearm storage bill. What they don't tell you is that the process that they have for safe storage makes it impossible to use it for self-defense, which would be a violation according to the Heller Agreement. It'd be like me telling you in your own home, you have to keep your fire extinguisher separate from the hose, lock the hose in one room, lock the fire extinguisher in the other room, and when there's a fire, you have to go put them together and get to the fire. So these are some of the common sense gun laws they're asking us to pass. Again, you know, the devil's in the details, and you know, it sounds wonderful, but in practicality, it's probably overturned by the Supreme Court, because just like the DC, it makes it impossible for you to actually have to use your firearm in self-defense. Again, I want to thank everybody here for your consideration tonight. Thank you, Mayor and Council President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to hold it? All right. Moving on to number 6, we have a presentation from Mr. Fiedler.
All right, I know you have a full vote tonight on your agenda, but my name's Steve Fiedler from Galloway Township, but don't hold that against me. I know I've been here before you guys a couple times since 2015. Most in the beginning about Clark's Landing, hoping to get some improvements done out there, and I'm happy to say that with your help and the help of ACUA and a lot of residents and people, that conditions are a lot better out there, and I really appreciate that. But beyond that, I'm here to celebrate Egg Harbor City and to thank you for being part of the movie project, Friends Along Mullica. It was begun in 2018 and was released in September. So I hope you've had a chance to look at it. If not, I have some brochures here which has the movie link on it, and I'll either give them out or leave some in the, in the lobby. But I'd like to bring up some of the folks that helped me in Egg Harbor City. We got Dick Colby, Hazel Mueller, and Rick Dovey, if they would come up, please. So Hazel has been a great help in history, because I think our ancestors got off the same train at the beginning of Egg Harbor City as the German community. So we learned a lot from each other, and we had a great
still
time.
learning.
Still learning. Dick has been a great help, and I must say, along with the late Mark Maxwell, did a wonderful job with interviewing. I'm not sure where the camera is. I guess it's over here. But
Right here.
Sorry about
Right there.
the butt there.
The computer on the table.
So as Mark Maxwell obviously was still remembered as a great asset to Egg Harbor City, and he did an interview as well as did a lot of research for the movie. So I'm eternally grateful, and I dedicated the film to him. Egg Harbor City was kind of the genesis for the project. I was working out of Clark's Landing. I got the idea about joining 8 towns along the Mullica in Atlantic County. So all the way from Hamilton, Mullica, Egg Harbor City, Port Republic, Galloway, Absecon, Brigantine, and Atlantic City are all in this movie. So, and Rick was kind enough to do a segment in Atlantic City regarding the sewage treatment plant. So that was another part of the movie. So you have some great people here in Egg Harbor City. At the League of Municipalities meeting in November, the movie got the 2021 Collaboration Award. So this plaque was presented over there, but I would like to represent it tonight to the people of Egg Harbor City. So Mayor, would you please sit down? Is there someone who could take a photo, please? Well, we just stand in front of her. Let's kind of gather together here, and I'll give you my.
Hold on, I'll come around. I just have to
You're used
get
to
to
doing
it.
it.
We should mention that you're now working on across the river, another project.
The project goes on across the river and maybe there'll be a sequel.
All right. It's ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I guess we can hang that back up. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna do the white one?
All right, thank you, Mr. Peeler. Appreciate that. Mayor, the floor is yours for your report.
Okay, I just want to remind everyone here tonight that tonight is Bill Johnson's last night with Egg Harbor City. I hope everyone had a chance to wish him well. He is moving on to a new opportunity, and he's been a great tax assessor for us for many, many, many years. So we're sorry, 15 years. So we're very sorry to see him go. But I believe I did mention it at the redevelopment, the finance and redevelopment meeting, that Jody and I were fortunate enough to have 2 very good candidates for his position. And the one we selected is, both of them were recommended highly by Bill. And the one we selected, his name is Michael Stockloose. So he will be starting next week for Bill. So if you haven't met him or you'd like to meet him, I'm pretty sure he'll be here on Thursday. And I hope you can stop in and say hello to me.
I think his hours are going to be 6 to 8 instead of 5 to 7.
6 to 8.
So I'll update the website.
Because he does work in another municipality. So, okay, so the next thing, many years ago, Egg Harbor and other communities used to get compensation from public usage or uses of utilities by different organizations. There is a resolution that Jody printed out that we could consider, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's pretty long, but it says whereas taxes on gas and electric utilities were originally collected by the host municipalities to be used for local purpose, that means our local purpose tax, that would be a revenue, and to compensate the public for use of their right of way. So that was taken away. And Egg Harbor City lost a lot of tax revenue by doing that. So the resolution basically is to ask that this bill be passed quickly through the state, and they have a bill in the, up there in the Senate and House, but just to ask them to pass it quickly. So hopefully we can start collecting some revenue from that again. So,
It is on the agenda tonight, number 23.
oh, okay. Great. And I was able to get a hold of CME on a update from our bike path. And Ryan, did you got my email that I sent you, right? About the update, to reach out. To reach out because they want to know who, they have to come to the city now, and I gave them your contact.
Yeah.
To reach out. They have they were trying to get the permit for the DEP, and it was a very long process. Apparently, they couldn't tie into the storm sewer for the county, but now they've managed to settle everything, and they have a plan. Do you know anything about that, Ryan?
They haven't reached out to me. You copied me with my, have my contact info, so if they have any questions.
Right, so they're gonna have to submit their plan to the city, so I guess that would go to probably the land use board or just directly to you, so.
Yeah, it should
more
come in
info to come.
to any council people who are interested, obviously, I'll review and comment. But yeah, they'll ultimately get a finalized permit.
Right. Okay. So then I had a phone call from the mayor of Galway, Tony Capolo. He asked if June 11th, and I think I sent this out on email too. June 11th, they're gonna have the American Legion in Galloway would like to have a ruck walk, which if you don't know what a ruck is, it's a pack that goes on your back. It's used in the military and things like that for training, probably in the academies. I don't know, do you do rucks in the academy? Well, they put like a 50, 60, 70, 100 pound, depending on what you're doing, ruck on your back, and then they walk. So this is just a fundraiser, probably just symbolic ruck, not a hardcore ruck. But they'll be at the lake on June the 11th, and we do not have to do anything or supply anything to them. They just will park in the parking lot, they'll go to it all and come back. It's a 5-mile run. So did anybody have any problems or questions with that? Okay. And then Oakcrest reached out to me. They are once again going to have their senior picnic at the lake on June 13th and also June 14th. Recall Cedar Creek's is on the 15th and 16th. So we approved Cedar Creek, so I guess would it be possible to approve Oakcrest being there?
Mm-hmm.
So
What's the rain date?
the 14th,
Lake's open then, right?
just on the weekend.
Okay.
It was on the 20th.
Okay.
So we could, I guess, get a motion to,
Anybody opposed?
No.
Have a motion, please.
Second.
All in favor?
okay. And then the crosswalk that I spoke about last meeting was approved by the county. I did send a thank you to Denny for his generosity. They will put a pedestrian crosswalk on Philadelphia Avenue and East Lake Street. So, and do it with the, what's that called, Keith? The
They have a heat machine, so it paints it and dries it all at the same time.
thermoplastic. That's the real deal. Not like what we have. And then Riley sent me an email. Riley and Sean, they're usually here. They could not be here tonight, but they did want to let council know that they submitted and signed a waiver to do their project on the creek. And they would like to start at April 23rd, so I don't know if council has to.
That resolution is on tonight's agenda as well.
Sorry.
That's all right.
They had a big bachelor party this week.
Oh,
Ryan's getting married.
That's
Number
right, I
24.
forgot. That's right, I met his mother-in-law. I told you that. And then I guess the last thing, and Kim will talk about this more, I guess, under her report, since she is the Rotary liaison. The Easter egg hunt is slated for Saturday at Rotary Park, which is right across from Peace Poker Park. And it's gonna be a big event this year, and Kim will talk about that, but come out and support it. And that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. All right, move on to committee chair reports. I'll start with finance and redevelopment. We had a meeting regarding two interested parties, entities that are interested in 111 New York Avenue, correct? Acme site, and also the tower site. So we're gonna start moving forward and hopefully appoint them for redevelopment, correct?
Additional
Redevelopment on those sites. From there, I'll go, Councilman Trithon here for safety.
No, we're gonna have a meeting next week or so.
All right. Councilwoman Heist, highway and property parks.
Nothing.
Councilman Dash, code.
Code enforcement, there were a total of 611 things that they worked on with the code. Administrative duties were 82, inspections 173, investigations 71, zoning reviews conducted was 100. There's just some of the highlights. The permits, income for the permits was $17,062 for the first quarter. Zoning permits and land use board was $2,100. Fire prevention was $934. Annual inspection fees was $1,575. Certificate occupancy inspection was $3,975. Total income for the first quarter through code was $26,606. As many of you know, up here, the code enforcement sent us a quarterly report at the end of every quarter, and so I had a chance to actually read through, and in the report it has every single thing that they go out to, and it is page after page after page, and it's incredible how many things they actually do. So I want to give a shout out to them. I know it's not an easy job, but they're out there. So especially Steve Hadley, they're doing a wonderful job. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wright, utility.
Yeah, I just got the ending March 31st utility bills. It's current, we're at $264,240.13. And year to date is $566,992.97. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Councilwoman Brown, are you on? No, okay. Councilman Timbers, land use and Aaron Haven.
Nothing to report this time.
Thank you. Anything for Jeff?
No, nothing.
And Councilwoman Hesse, Sustainable Agriculture City.
Yes, Sustainable did not have a meeting, however, Nanette had said, the fall tree planting first round is ended March 30th. There were 7 responses requesting 15 trees. There will be a press release asking residents to request a tree or nominate their block for a second round, which will be ending on April 30th. And Michael Sheraton has been reaching out to PPA, Stockton and Pinelands Commission regarding the nature trail cleanup. And what they wanted to do, what he's asking them is to deter the ORV's usage and illegal dumping for their help with that, as well as adding native vegetation, which the ORVs had destroyed. And on the note about the Rotary, the Easter egg hunt is this Saturday. There will be 6 categories for 6 large baskets, and an additional 50 small baskets will be given out. And there'll also be a Salvation Army truck will be there serving hot chocolate. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Chief, welcome.
So the last 2 weeks, we have had 4 burglaries that we've responded to, 1 fraud call, a simple assault, 1 stolen motor vehicle, 2 thefts. There were 3 motor vehicle accidents, 41 traffic stops, 17 summonses issued, 9 total arrests, 8 business alarms, 3 residential alarms, 103 crime prevention activities, 3 domestics, 20 EMS calls, 4 firearms IDs, 14 follow-ups, 339 property checks, and 12 public service calls. During this time period, we have had a few calls regarding animals at large. I did have an opportunity, Lieutenant Kern and I met with Animal Control Officer Chris Citadino. We talked about specific animal complaints that were received, collaborative efforts, both in handling any of the calls and possible resident information meet and greets so that people can get to know who he is and what services he can provide. And we talked about possible ordinance revisions, things that we could possibly do after having reviewed our animal ordinances. Specifically, we have some dogs that continually get out. They don't do anything. They don't harm any animals. So there seems to be a gap in between just the dog at large citations and then when it gets to vicious animals. So something in between there. I will be coordinating with him and then with the ordinance committee to see what we can come up with, if there's anything else. And if Angela has any insight, that would be also very helpful. In the department, we have upcoming cell inspection every 2 years. The Department of Corrections does cell inspections of the facilities here at Culver City. They do that in all facilities that have any kind of holding cells. Previously, we have had issues with that. However, we have waivers, so I don't anticipate any further problems unless they change something completely. And in that case, I will be in touch with Ryan. In terms of things that we have done over the last few weeks, in our effort to continue and maintain good community policing and good relationship with the communities, at Culver City, as well as Pleasantville and Atlantic City police officers participated in a Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter panel discussion at Cedar Creek High School last week. It was great to have the students interacting with the police officers and having conversations that are not comfortable, but are necessary. So we did that. We also went and stopped by the pep rally. Cedar Creek had its first pep rally, indoor pep rally since the beginning of COVID. It was very loud and students loved it. In other news, we did have a coalition Zoom meeting talking about our summer barbecue plans. They have been adjusted some to accommodate the plans for the county coalitions. We do work closely with Atlantic City and with Pleasantville coalitions. So look for upcoming events in all three of those jurisdictions. I would like to urge everybody again to please lock your car doors. We've had people pulling on door handles. We've had some burglaries out of vehicles. Additionally, there has been an increase in stolen motor vehicles throughout the state. Officers White and Mangold conducted a motor vehicle stop, which resulted in a foot pursuit after they discovered that the vehicle was stolen. The suspect jumped out and ran into the woods. With the assistance of Galloway Township, K9, Hamilton Township, and civilians who called in to report that they cited the suspect in the woods, we were able to apprehend him. The owner of the vehicle was able to get the vehicle back. It doesn't always end that good, but unfortunately, I believe that owner had left the vehicle unlocked. So please lock your doors. Don't leave anything of value in your vehicles if you're going to leave it unattended for a while over the weekend, overnight. So please, we urge you to do that. We also had a meeting with the Municipal Alliance. Jody and the mayor were on that as well. We discussed that there were funds allocated to the PD which have not been designated for any specific use. So that will be transferred over to the walking club that Jeannie Moore runs so that they can get an early start, which hopefully if the weather cooperates can be sooner rather than later. On a side note, we did have 2 officers out for a little while on bereavement leave. Sergeant Matt Landestini lost his father and Officer McMangle lost his grandfather. And we would also like to send our condolences out to the police department in Hamilton who suffered a loss of their recently retired Corporal Jones. So it's been a rough few weeks in terms of losses for the department and then here in the county as well. But that's all we've got. Any questions? Any concerns? Oh, one other thing. Thank you. How do you say your last name? Kim. Yeah, Hesse. Hesse. I just wanted to make sure. I just so I do thank you. The Easter egg hunt is always a really big thing. One of my concerns over the years has been that there are a lot of little kids and traffic was heavy, but now with the fence that is around there, I think that will alleviate a lot of those concerns, both for me and for the parents. But it's always a good time. So, and thank you for planting lovely flowers outside of the sign. I saw you there. I could get freeze. Thank you. But that's all I have.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jody, you have anything?
That's my final numbers for 2021, sorry, it's a little delayed. I'll just. So our ending balances at the end of December is $3,638,325.51. To see the detail. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Thanks.
Next.
I just wanted to.
Oh, wait.
What are you talking about? I couldn't hear you.
Cash balances
Oh,
at the end of the year. Yep. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay,
cash
thank
balance.
I just wanted,
Thank
we did get in, requested the clerk's office for some information on our city flag, so, which triggered us to have to do some research. We did send the information, but in the process of it, they wanted a photograph, so it did get dry cleaned, so Jackie, we checked on it, when we took the photograph, it was stains on it, and we're like, oh God, so it does look nice. I should have put it a little better, but we got it dry cleaned, so
Thank
I
you.
don't.
All right. Thank you. Angela, you're up.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So it's been a very busy couple of weeks. I participated in a meeting with the pro-champ people and Atlantic County Improvement Authority. I think the mayor was on the call, I think Jody was on the call, and they green lighted, rescinding our resolution of last year and again participating in the program. So we can go ahead and participate in the program. and that is resolution number 17. You do have to do an amendment to the ordinance, and as soon as they tell us what has to be amended, then I'll do that too. But in the meantime, we can start again collecting our fees. It's be good, it brings in quite a bit of revenue. Number 16 is resolution for the 5 remaining properties in foreclosure, and that's the resolution to assign them to Mr. Frakes, so he can go ahead and list them himself. The next is number 18. That's the resolution authorizing the agreement with Firehouse. The committee did come to an agreement on the years. It'll be 400 for the first year, 800, and then 800. For the 2 remaining years, a 3-year lease. And then after 3 years, it can be renewed, and we'll revisit it, determine if the fees are good, if they have to be increased, decreased. We'll deal with that in 3 years. The next is on your agenda is number 24. That's for Riley Blankenship. I did the indemnification agreement for him and the other parties who were going to clean up the stream. He signed, I understand the mayor signed it. This is the resolution for that. And I also checked with Hardenberg to see if there was any problem with them, with our insurance policy. They recommended a few changes, and so that went into the agreement, which everybody signed. Number 25 is the Second Amendment resolution pursuant to the wishes of the council and the mayor, the governing body. That's on the agenda for consideration. 26 and 27 are some more cannabis resolutions. 26, I think is another retail, and 27 is a class 1 of micro business. And then finally, the 3 public hearings on the 3 ordinances that I discussed 2 weeks ago. Number 15, the public hearing for Comcast, that's been adjourned, and it'll be on, I think, in May 12th. At which time Comcast representative, 1 or 2 may be present to explain the franchise and the fact that they're at the BPU again for another 10-year franchise agreement. And that concludes my report. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. McGowan, you're up, sir.
So, quick updates, 3 and 4 block Chicago, we're just trying to schedule with command to get them out there to be paid in. So the last meeting, we did get the notification about additional funding. They told us just go ahead, so we're just trying to work on a schedule and get them out there as soon as possible. DOT has been working on their punch list. They added a little bit of work. They're going to be repairing the bus stop at New York Avenue, and in the area where we took out that section of New York Avenue, they're actually going to put a curb across there. So it'll be a full face curb. It'll just look like the bus turned out. So the confusion for people pulling the grass. The 3 and 4, or the 300 block of St. Louis and the 400 block of 6 Terrace. They're getting real close to paving. We had a little snag. There was an old flush tank near the intersection of 6th and Burger. So we have to remove that and replace it with a standard manhole. So they're going to do that probably tomorrow, as soon as they can get everything today set up. While we're still moving along, they're right on schedule. We seem to be. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is sort of touched on at some point in time. So that's it for me. This is questions.
Any questions?
Just a quick question. Sure. It won't be about Chicago Avenue.
Okay.
The crosswalks on Route 30,
Yes.
is there any movement there?
I still haven't gotten any update on the schedule for the lighting. That's what it's all about. Is once they're not going to do it until the lighting's in. I have no update. I keep asking and they have nothing for me.
Okay. Thank you.
So.
Ryan, I sent you pictures of the Wawa, speaking of Wawa.
Yeah, I saw the water on the sidewalk. I forwarded that to our inspector. He's there with some frequency. My guess is it probably had to do with the silt fence that was there. It's probably damming the water up and not letting it get across. But I'm gonna have him take a look if they have to cut the other side or just to make sure. There was some water upon the new sidewalks, but it was immediately adjacent to the silt fence. So.
Lighting, it triggered something. Did we get clarification on that pricing? For the streetlights?
So Jody and I met with them. It's complicated is the best way to put it. I'm waiting for him to send me a spreadsheet. There's like 600 and some streetlights, and some are classified one way and the rest are classified another way. One way it's really cheap to upgrade and the other way it's really expensive. But as you might imagine, the cheaper way up front, you pay less, or you pay more each month, the more expensive way up front, you pay less. So we were waiting for some stuff from them. They're supposed to send us a spreadsheet with a breakdown, exactly what's where, how we can regroup things, and then we have to calculate what we estimate our savings would be. And then they'll give us a number for the install, based on what we think is the best way forward.
Okay.
So we are still working on something. But we had a good meeting with them a couple weeks ago. Just haven't seen anything.
Okay, and the solar canopy?
I'm waiting to hear back from them. They were coming back with a revised proposal for like ground mount over here or even roof mount here because of the complication with the meter that I talked about the last meeting. So I haven't seen anything back from them, but should have something next week or two.
Okay.
So I'll follow up and just make sure that they can get back to us.
Thanks.
I got one thing.
Sure.
While those guys are going around doing their punch list, there's a complaint. There's a guy on corner of Boston Avenue and the White Horse Pike.
Okay.
He has a huge grass yard. I guess from them riding on it and everything, he's got huge ruts in his grass, and every time he cuts his grass, he loses the lawnmower.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I didn't get a chance to look out there. I was supposed to go there the other day, if you don't mind.
Do you know which corner?
It's right on the corner, it's across from the auto. So it's on the other, like it's east, the corner.
Car guys,
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Okay. Obviously, in the 100 block.
Yes, right on the corner of the White Horse Pike in Boston.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? All right, moving on to number 14. This has been done for 4+ years now. I just need a motion to approve the manual church for White Horse Pike and Liverpool Avenue annual church event. Close of 4th Terrace from Church Driveway to the White Horse Pike on April 9, 22 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. 15 is being tabled. Number 16, resolution authorizing the advertisement and procurement of offers for real property.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Brown. Dash,
Yes.
Heist.
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Trithol,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Abstain, professional relationship. Number 17, rescind resolution 143 of 21, suspending the application and enforcement of the vacant and abandoned property ordinance in the city of Egg Harbor. May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist.
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Trithol,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 18 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement with Antonio Roman, owner of Firehouse Bar and Grill. So
Second.
roll call.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Trithol,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 19 is a resolution to hire Mr. Michael Stocklos as our part-time assessor at the dollar amount of $20,586 per 22 salary resolution. May I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20 is a resolution to award Egg Harbor City Lake Concession Stand 22 summer season to Captain Maldonado. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Sefton. Timbers, Trithol.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 21 is a resolution to refund overpayment of property taxes for 452 London Avenue, amount of $2,212.74. May I have a motion?
I'll make it. Second.
Roll call, please.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Trithol.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 22 is a resolution to move forward with the tonnage grant application. May I have a motion? Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 23 is a resolution urging the swift passage of S 330/8303804, which shall restore the energy tax receipts to municipalities. May I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Number 24 is a resolution to authorize the execution and indemnification agreement for stream cleanup. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, number 25 is the resolution of expressing opposition to any legislation that infringes upon an individual's Second Amendment right.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
No.
They should take a roll call.
Okay, may I have a roll call, please?
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
No.
Tricol,
Yes.
Wright,
Nope.
Ritchie.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Moving on to number 26, a resolution to support the suitability of a state licensed cannabis business for Mary's Tree Market LLC on 204 Philadelphia. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Number 27 is a resolution to support for suitability of a state licensed cannabis business, Jersey Grown LLC for 1401 Raymond, Unit B. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, may I have a motion to open up the public hearing for ordinance number 2 of 22, amending the code of the city of Egg Harbor, chapter 159, adding section 17, prohibiting left-hand turns, Cape turns, and U-turns across double yellow lines into parking spaces on Philadelphia Avenue.
Make a motion.
Second, all in favor to open public hearing?
Aye.
All right, we're open to the public right now for ordinance number 2, 22. All right,
Make a motion to close.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Tricol,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. May I have a motion to advertise the notice of adoption in the Hamilton Gazette on the 13th of April, 22.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 29, may I have a motion to open up for public hearing ordinance number 3 of 22, amending and supplementing the municipal code of the city of Egg Harbor entitled Rental Property Registration and Landlord Rental Responsibility by creating chapter 267, establishing a registration requirement for rental properties.
Make a motion to open up the public.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, open?
Aye.
Anybody from the public like to speak on this? All right, may I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Make a motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Tricol,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 30. May I have a motion to open public hearing for ordinance number 4 of 22, amending chapter 170 of the municipal code of the city of Egg Harbor, short-term rental.
Make a motion. Approved.
Second.
All in favor, open?
Aye.
Anybody from the public like to speak on this?
I'd like to speak on it as not only the mayor, but as the public. 208 New Orleans Avenue. First of all, we don't need any more rentals in Egg Harbor City. We do have 744. And I think we have a lot to look at with this ordinance. Another reason that I feel that it's not a good thing for the city is that there are other municipalities who have adopted this ordinance, and they really are sorry they adopted it, and they're trying to get rid of it, that I've heard from. And I think it's another added burden to code enforcement and the police department, because while it is very well written and thoroughly covers a lot of issues, there's no possible way that it can be enforced. We also had the ability to not have a short-term rentals in Egg Harbor City, and council chose to pursue it. I think that I did speak to code enforcement, which I mentioned before, and to their knowledge, we have none. I would almost guess that there could be a handful. Obviously, we'll never know, because if people don't report them, we will never know. Same issue as this. But I really don't think that we need to encourage landowners, homeowners to do this. I think that, like I said, it's something that I always ask myself, what would I want to live next to? And while it's a separate issue from some of the things we have going on here now, I would not want to live next to a short-term rental for reasons that I had stated before. And like, while I said before, there are very clear and concise things cited in the ordinance. The parking would be one of them. So you want all, 5 people parking in front of your house because you live next to a short-term rental? Do you want people up all night having a good time because they're on vacation? Maybe playing loud music? We all have to live with that in Egg Harbor now. Trash, extra trash disposal, when there are several people probably coming to stay in the house in the short-term rental, which is quite common for these types of things. And that's added trash is a burden to the citizens of Egg Harbor City. So that is my thoughts on it, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, go ahead.
Ms. Mayor,
Yes.
I have a question for you. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. What was the reasoning why the municipalities were?
I think that it was hard to control that.
Okay, no, I was just curious,
And plus the complaints from the residents are quite substantial.
Thank you.
If I may, Council President,
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a reservation about the ordinance, and it's mainly, is it needed at this time? Short time, we don't need it. Right, is it needed? And there are a lot of towns, what they would do is you address the issues, the problems, what you see it as if you have trash, if you have noise, and they create a nuisance ordinance. And I think we have one, but I think we can address these issues. Other things are, there are certain concerns that I've seen is that when you try to modify your land use ordinance to limit what property owners can do with their homes, you run into problems. And those problems end up in litigation. And what I've seen is no town wants to pay attorney's fees. So I look at it, if we don't have to create a problem for ourselves, maybe we shouldn't. That's the only thing I say on it.
Thank you, Councilman. Anybody else from the public or council?
I have something that.
Yeah.
I've been outspoken about being against this ordinance from the beginning. And I have very different opinions of, for the reason of, from what the mayor has said. First of all, I don't believe that we have problems with short-term rentals. If there are any, there's a couple of them that are Airbnbs. I don't see that there's an issue, and I think by passing this ordinance, we would be removing people's rights without any real reason. So I'm against the ordinance, not because I don't want short-term rentals, it's because I don't think there's a problem that warrants us removing anyone's rights of our citizens. That's it.
Thank you.
I also would like to speak.
Go ahead.
I'm against it only basically for the same reason as what the mayor had said, mainly because I don't think we need the added burden. And if we don't put it out there, I think it would be less of a burden. I understand why you wanted it. You figured you'd be able to monitor it better. However, I think it would be better not to have it as opposed to having it on the books. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Sure.
My question is, if we do not accept this ordinance, is there anything that says that if I go away for a month, that I cannot rent my house on Airbnb? There will be nothing that says I can't.
No, we just can't regulate it. We don't know who you're renting it to. We don't know anything about you or your renters. And we can't, if there's trash buildup, that puts extra strain on the city, puts extra strain on the city for the police, which we have no control over. This is an ordinance on control, on charging fees, so we know who's in the property, how many people, where you come from, who the person renting is, and who you're renting to.
If there is extra trash, it would be on the owner of the property, would it not? Whether we have this or not, it wouldn't be. It would be on the city.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody from the public like to speak on this? All right, I have a motion to close the public hearing.
Take a motion. Second.
All here?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we're at a crossroads here. We can move forward with a roll call on adopting, or we can table it for further consideration down the road.
Roll call.
Okay. All right, I have a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Since we have a roll call. I make a
Yeah,
motion.
it has to be a motion. Second.
Second.
All right, roll call please.
Dash,
No.
Heist,
Come back to me.
Yes.
Hesse,
No.
Timbers,
No.
Trithol,
No.
Wright.
Nope.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Heist,
I'll abstain. I have very mixed feelings.
4 noes. 1 yes.
All right. All right, moving on to number 31. There's no reason for advertising. All right, moving on to 31, Bill,
Make a motion.
let's pay the bills. Roll call please.
Dash,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Trithol,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. All right, Mayor, the floor is yours for any last comments.
Just real quick, I did forget to bring up in my report that the cleanup day is May 7th. If anyone would like to participate, please let me know. There's also information on the official Egg Harbor City Facebook page and Instagram, and also on the city website. And I also would add that the meetings are also on the official Egg Harbor City Facebook page. While they're on the website, they're also on the Facebook page and the TV. That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hesse, any last words?
No, I just want everybody, I wish everyone a nice weekend and that's it.
All right, thank you. Councilman Wright?
No, I don't have, oh, yeah, I do have one, just to let everybody know, T-ball will be starting April 16th at 10 a.m. And flag football will be starting Tuesday, April 19th at 6 o'clock. So everybody has my contact information, so just reach out to me, and if you haven't signed up yet, you can get signed up with me, or you can get signed up when you sign up for practice. Just reach out.
Good, yeah, thank you. Councilman Timbers?
Nothing this time.
Councilman Trethel?
Nothing this time, thank you.
Councilman Dash?
Nothing at this time.
Councilwoman Heist?
Just everyone have a safe and healthy holiday next weekend. Enjoy the time with your family or just the time off work if you get it.
All right, I'd like to say the same. Everyone have a nice, healthy, happy holiday. And I don't know if this was said at the last meeting or not, but on behalf of the mayor and council, I'd like to send our condolences to the Dennis family. They had a loss of a family member a couple weeks ago. Just want to say that.
Can we amend that to also the officers that lost their loved ones as well?
Absolutely. All right, moving on to public comment. Anybody from the public have any comments? If so, come on up, state your name.
Motion adjourned.
Make a motion.
Before we adjourn, Ms. Galloway
Yeah, she did right.
did have
Yeah.
opposition to Second Amendment Resolution number 25, and she wrote,
She sent it out to mayor and council.
yes, so I just want that to be in the record.
All right. I had a motion to adjourn by Councilman, adjourn by Councilman Trethel.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody have a good.
Yeah.